There is no reason anymore not to run Windows 10 Pro retail version on your PC. Get it now, $12.50 only, instant delivery on a brand new secured web store. Hello and welcome. Join me in this wonderful view of the planet of Hurston, because we are back at Star Citizen. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here in the game, and now I think it was last year, something like that, end of last year. We currently are in patch 3.13, it has been released a couple of weeks ago, so I thought it would be nice to check out how the game, in which state it is nowadays, you know, also how it runs. Also, since I now have an RTX 3080, also if that makes any difference for the game. I don't really think so, but yeah, you know, it's good to have the power. So yeah, we are here at the planet of Hurston, the largest one in the Stanton system. Let me show you that. So we are here at Everest Harbor. This is a space station, which has this beautiful view on the planet of Hurston. Here is the planet of Hurston, with all kinds of, yeah, terra, like... It has oceans, but it also has sand areas. It has the more green areas, mountains. So I think it's the most diverse planet there is. And Hurston also has some moons, 4 of them, which all have their different atmosphere as well. On the, or should I say, different type of landscape, you know, on these moons, ice moons, desert moons, etc. We're going to visit maybe a moon as well. And to show you a little bit the scale of Star Citizen, this is the Stanton system, and they're supposed to, what was it, some around 100 systems or something. That was the idea behind it. I'm not sure if they're able to do that, you know, in these next couple of years. But anyway, this is the planet of Hurston. We also have the planet of Microtech with its own moons. The planet of Crusader, the gas giant like Jupiter, will be released in the next month. The next patch, 3.14, if I have to believe the roadmap. And then we also have the R-Corp, which also has their moons. And we have, what is it? The moon of Levski or something. What was it? It's been a while since I've played it, as you can hear from my lack of knowledge. I thought I was yeah, at least there are a couple of places to visit. But we are now here at the biggest planet, Hurston. So I would say let's spawn a ship there. Let's spawn ship here and a spaceport, and let's see what's new. So what I'm really curious about is how the landscape now looks, because if I checked out the patch notes for the last 2 patches, the landscape should have been changed drastically. You know, they should have been improved drastically. So I would say let's pick up the Origin 350R. It's been a while. It's my fastest ship, you know. So yeah, I'm going to use that one. And we need to wait 3 minutes, so maybe we can check out here just a little bit. This lobby where we need to wait, or where we can wait. So this is an R&R, and Rest and Relax, somewhat of a motel, but not just a motel. It also has a shopping mall, you know. It's pretty cool. It's pretty well done. It's of course not as big as a real city, because yeah, an example, the city of Lordville actually has metro line, shopping centers. You know, it just feels like a real big city. Also with residential areas. I think that's still very unique about this game. Even while the next-gen consoles are released now, we've not seen any game of this scale still yet. So for that, I think they're pretty safe with the scale of planets and moons, like being real-life planets, real-life moons. Because I don't really see that kind of game being released in the near future on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, to be really honest with you. I was a little bit worried once the next-gen consoles, so now the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, were released, we would see really true next-gen games with huge scales, but we haven't really seen any yet. And for what I've seen, by the way, this is the city of Lordville where we can go to. So what I've seen from release schedules, most games will be released on the old gens as well. So that means not a single game will take advantage purely of the fast SSD speeds for the next-gen consoles. So I think what I think about those next-gen consoles, I think the promises and the expectations were very high, and the hardware is definitely capable of, but I don't think we see that in the, yeah, at least definitely not this year, but I also think not next year. I think 2023 maybe we're going to see some true next-gen games. So who knows, maybe Squadron 3042 will be released by then, because it was somewhat promised to have a beta last year, but that definitely didn't, brought us to that expectations. So yeah, release dates, I pretty much gave up on Star Citizen and Squadron 42. I love flying in the beta, you know, traveling here in the beta, just to space explore, and I sometimes do it to relax, and if I have stress, maybe a little bit, I love to just fly in space, you know, get out of my spaceship and just float in the nothingness, the vastness of space. It's also nice here, it's 1 AM here in the Netherlands, so it's quite a nice atmosphere to play Star Citizen at night. That's why I usually love to do, an example, in the weekends where I have time or when I have a day off. I love to go there, go to play this game by night to just, relax myself, because that's what I do. I really don't do missions, I really don't do mining, I really don't do trading, I really don't do fighting. Even while that stuff is available, I'm not going to do that, because, I don't really... I should have said I don't really play this game like really diehard or something. I love just the exploring, and I think in just that, this game is really outstandingly awesome. Even with all the flaws and the release date, which is nowhere in sight, near in sight at any point. I have really no idea when we can expect something, But I'm afraid not this year, and I'm afraid also not next year. So time will tell, as it is doing for the last couple of 7-8 years or something. But anyway, enough bitching at Star Citizen. Release date, we are entering. Still, look at this. Even if we've done it 100 times, it still makes it awesome, and still, I have the best hope for this game, because there's no game which is going to be released in the near future which is able to still impress me and to give me the wow factor every time I see a planet, The true skill of a true planet. I think that's done such awesome. So, as you can see here, how huge this planet is. And also, if I zoom out, to show a little bit of the skill, it's fun to just jump off. Because we were leaving gravity, and now we are floating in space. This is how big a planet can look. That's insane, right? And what we're going to do, we're going to randomly land somewhere. I'm not even going to fast travel, which is called quantum travel here in game. I'm just going to manually fly randomly somewhere on this planet, because that's what I love to do. And let's see what we will find. So let's go back to our ship. I have to say, the last time I did play it, I had my 3080. That was somewhat around, what was it, October 2020. And the game was pretty much lagging in space, which is not a good sign, since this game should run fine, pretty much everywhere except for indoor stuff, and also especially in cities, the FPS can drop a little bit. But anyway, let's take our ship, the Origin 350R, and let's get into it. Because what's cool about this ship, it is super fast, super maneuverable as well, but also it gives you a little bit a feeling of a personal space, because, an example, we have this toilet here, that's pretty important. We can sleep, that kind of stuff. And I know in the other Origin 350s, you have this bar and a small kitchen, that's pretty cool. But I have the 350R, which is even supposed to be the fastest. I'm not sure if that's super different. By the way, I do see now that I have an FPS counter enabled in the lower left bottom of the screen. It's the first time I didn't notice this. Okay, so let's boot up our ship. Let's set it to flight ready. So we have a little bit of an idea how much the frame drops in. Okay, let's lift off. Okay, and let's get our landing gear in. And let's fly away, shall we? Let's increase maximum speed. And let's set cruise control. And yeah, I would say let's just go fly somewhere here to the planet.
Thank you. Please visit again.
So I now have a fixed position, which means my ship won't turn while I'm I can like freely look around, you know, so I can have these wonderful shots of myself as a pilot. But yeah, let's see where we can land on planet Hurston. So yeah, I could fly for a little bit, but I would say let's just enter the planet atmosphere and let's randomly land somewhere. G-force is getting pretty strong, but that's not strange, of course, if we have these insane maneuverabilities at this kind of speed. It will give you tremendous G-forces. So what's cool is that we are able to actually go to third person, you know, and I can already hear the ship entering atmosphere, and you can see it, you know, from the glowing, which happens if you enter an atmosphere. So it will probably slow down. And I'm not sure, by the way, if I have to slow down myself, if else the ship is going to explode or not. But let's be careful a little bit. So as you can see here, we are entering atmosphere, you know, and the planet's atmosphere starts to become visible, and we're going to randomly land somewhere to see how the landscape looks. And that's what I think still, even while they showed a video about this in 2017 already, they improved it so much, you know, and also the pop-up is barely visible when you enter a planet. Because the first time I saw it, there was a huge pop-up every time you would enter the atmosphere of a planet, you know. And I think I've done it pretty well. So, how fast are we going? Oh, we stopped, okay. It's because I turned off autopilot. We can go pretty fast. We can still go 900 meters per second. That's insane. It's even faster than a bullet, you know. If I'm not mistaken, a rifle bullet like 223 or a Mauser bullet, what is it? 8mm Mauser, goes about 800 meters per second. So we're actually flying faster than a bullet right now. It's insane. I think we already entered atmosphere. Oh, let's lock position. So, as you can see, we are near the atmosphere. And I want to be careful that we're not going to crash with a huge speed on the surface of the planet. So I'm going to decrease velocity. Alright, and we can see definitely some surface of the planet. As you can see here. And we have entered atmosphere, I think. Alright, I slowed down a little bit because I can remember if you're flying full speed here, you know, if you're unlucky, you're unable to climb up with your nose and you're just going to crash land on the surface of the planet. So we have to be careful a little bit. Let's see, what kind of landscape are we getting here? I see some mountains, it seems. So what is this place? And what's cool, there are all kind of bases around the planet, you know, scattered, but there's also just a huge amount of just landscape, you know, like a real planet, and I think that's so super cool, you know. Okay, we can see some rocks definitely spawn in, as you can see, you know. It looks a little bit off and weird, but and it seems to be a sandstorm of some kind where we're in right now. Okay, so I think what is cool is that this ship is now hovering. We can also increase velocity, increase height, so we can get out of our ship, and we can have a peek to the door. That's what I love to use to do that with the larger ships, where you can like stand on a loading dock. Just open the door. Let's not exit ship. That's important. But as you can see, we're now able to just take a peek outside, you know, to have this wonderful view of the planet, and it just feels like you're here, you know. It just feels like you're on a planet of Mars, and you can see how insanely huge it is. And here's our star of Stanton of this system. Let's close the door. Let's not exit ship, because else we're in a world of hurt. Alright, cool. And also the lighting effects, you know, super awesome. That's what I love about Star Citizen. You really have the feeling that you are in space, or when you're landing on a planet, that you are landing on a real planet. So I would say let's set her down. Let's retract landing gear, and let's decrease our maximum speed. That gives us way more control over our landing. Alright, then let's land somewhere. I would say just at the top here somewhere of this mountain. It's very stormy weather, so it is what it is. Okay, I'm usually using third person to steer, but it is such a sandstorm that it is hard to see. Okay, can we get out safely, you guys think? That looks good, right? Cool, so let's turn down all the power, so we're sure it has landed pretty well as it should do. And let's exit the ship. And let's see if we're able to see anything here in the sandstorm, you know. Let's open the door. Oh, it's pretty... let's close the door, because else all this sand is going in our ship. That's not what we want. So, yeah, as you can see, this is the terrain, and it looks super detailed, you know. It's insane, because the only thing we did saw was the rocks being added into the lots in the distant landscape, and for the rest, the detail on the ground level looks super, it looks super detailed, and that's just insane if you like, you know, take in consideration this is a planet, a real life-size planet, and that's for me just so super impressive. Even after all these years, still. This game makes such an impression on me. Yeah, we can like literally walk forever if we want. So, since it is a blizzard, let's go to a completely different part of the planet. So this is rocks and some cactuses. It looks like a desert side here of this planet of Hurston. So maybe we can find a more greener side, but to be honest, I don't really know where they are. What's also cool is that on planets, there are also things like sinkholes, you know, entire cave systems, and I've not been able to discover one yet, so maybe I will do that. But yeah, it's just insane, the skill of this game, you know, of these worlds, absolutely insane. By the way, I did set a timer for 40 minutes, and the reason for that is that NVIDIA Shallow Play starts to cripple the recording after 40 minutes. Super weird, I don't know what it is, but it is somewhat of a buffering issue. Okay, let's see. Landing gear needs to be retracted.
Landing gear raised.
So what's cool, what I sometimes do is you can, like, you know, travel super fast over the surface of this planet. As you can see here. And wow, I have to say the dust effects, you know, are very new. I've not seen that so far. It looks really, really realistic. But yeah, you can like just, you know, shoot over the surface of the planet. I think that's done super, super well. Very cool. Maybe we were able to see any new landscape. But it's a very nice effect, you know, this sandstorm. And if not, we're just going to fly out of the planet's atmosphere. It's that simple. Looks like a rocky landscape. So yeah, I would say let's go to the surface. Let's use our radar. Let's set it to 90 degrees. So we are flying. Oh wait, yep. And we're flying literally away from the surface of this planet. Absolutely insane. I'm always wondering, for the ones who are still watching, I think it's nice to have like a random sentence for people to write down in the comment section. As proof they're still watching. I'm always curious how many people will get this far. I would like to have this random sentence. I need more red in my life. So if you're still watching, type that in the comment section. I need more red in my life. Then I'm really curious how many of you guys are still watching. So as you can see here, we're flying super fast now. We're flying at more than 1,000 meters per second. So we are exiting atmosphere of Hurston, and wow, look how amazing that looks. So good. I'm actually going to create a screenshot of this. So we're leaving atmosphere. Super cool. Because we don't have that much time, I would say we're going to a moon now. And then maybe we're going to end at, Hurston back or something. I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. Because this game is still notorious for bugs, of course, which means that theoretically we could crash, at a unexpected point. So have we left the atmosphere already? I guess we did. Okay. Let's turn off autopilot. And there's a couple of ways to check out if we have left the atmosphere. First one is if you get out of your ship and you start falling back towards the planet, you haven't left the atmosphere. So that's not a good idea. What I usually do is I fly to one of these OM points, like here. And that definitely means you can exit your ship safely. So it's stuttering a little bit, but this quantum drive, what it does is it's a third of light speed or something, which allows you to super fast traveling. So what I love to do sometimes is fly a little bit further, so no other players might accidentally fly towards this OM4 point, and start hunting me down. I've had it once, and that's super, random and unexpected, but you can fly in any direction pretty much, and then get out of the way of this point. So, okay, I would say let's get out of our seat and let's just enjoy space. So I think it's slowing down, because else I can remember, I don't think it's possible now anymore, but what you could do was just activate the autopilot, like the cruise control, and the ship would fly forever, even while there's no one behind the controls, So that would be like, what is it? An unmanned projectile, which is super dangerously, but you could do that. So let's exit to 0G. Oh, shit. Can we cancel that? Uh-oh. Because I'm afraid we're still traveling. Oh, we're not. Whew. I thought the ship was like still flying super, super fast. So, I was worrying it was going to overshoot us by hundreds of kilometers. But it's fine. Look at that, how beautiful it looks. And we are now, this is what I love to do sometimes, just floating in space, in the nothingness of space. And it's just, I've been, since this year or something, I've been, checking a lot of things about space itself, things like a Fermi paradox, about space and time, that it is relative, just the scale of our galaxy, like the Milky Way galaxies and any other galaxies. It is just insane, and like everywhere you look, these stars, they probably have planets circling around them. And I think it's also, you have these nebulas here. It's just insane what space is capable of, and it's just so huge, we're just not able to understand all of it. I have to say something, and that's something you never hear much, but I think it's actually also pretty insane what we do know about space, what we have discovered about space. Also, our observable universe is pretty large. It's not really a popular opinion, but we definitely, I think, do know a lot about space, even if we probably don't know a fraction of what's really going on. But for me, I think it's super, super cool to read all these things. Also about things about dark matter, dark energy. Also things like, is the universe endlessly large or not? I think if I want to, and I don't want to make it a space discussion, but it is Star Citizen. I think space itself is not. It is ending somewhere, but the thing is, let me first enter my ship safely. Space is expanding constantly, so fast that it's even faster as the speed of light, you know. But it is expanding, which means it is maybe for our imagination too hard to understand how large it is. But I don't think it's unlimitedly large. It's not like endlessly large. But the thing is, what people don't really realize, an example, the Big Bang. People imagine it as a huge bang, you know, out of nothing, and from there space expands. But what I think and what I understand from, you know, some theories is that when the Big Bang happened, it was not like space was expanding into nothingness. It was space itself all along which was expanding. And you can, what I thought was a good comparison was if you had a sponge, a dry sponge, you know, which is pretty small if it's really dry. And once you're going to absorb water, it's going to expand. And I think that's a pretty good explanation of how the universe did expand, you know. And for that, I think it's still expanding, and it actually has increased its expanding rate of speed because of the dark energy. It's quite a long story theory, you know, dark matter, dark energy, but check it out if you're really into those things. But yeah, I will have to hurry up a little bit because we have some moons to visit as well. So here's the planet of Hurston. But you know, that's why I love these things about space, about the universe, you know, just to read those things, watch all those kind of cool YouTube videos we now have, of course, about our galaxy, our universe. And I also bought a telescope last year, but I have to say it was a pretty cheap telescope, and I was just not able to point at anything. I still have it standing in my room, but it didn't really do much so far. I would say while I'm talking, let's fast travel to a moon, or quantum travel, I should say. So we have a couple of tastes in moons. Eta is, I think, a icy moon. We have Ardeen, which is somewhat of a more.
Attention. Please come to an immediate halt and hold for your vessel to be scanned.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, we have some police here. Wow. Yeah.
All right. Everything checks out. You're free to go.
Wow, okay, I never had that. What the heck? It's a police scan, holy moly. Okay. They check for contraband and stuff. Wow, holy moly, that was super random. But okay, let's go to Ardeen. And let's see if we can randomly land there. Then. You there. So Ardeen is like 69,000 kilometers away from us. If you have to drive that by car, it would take you like, I don't know, 70 days or something. If you would travel 1,000 kilometers a day, you know, you have to rest and eat and all that stuff. So it would take you like 70 days, but we are there in a couple of seconds. And as you can see, the stuttering is now way less. Well, cheer too soon, maybe. So, welcome to Ardeen, one of the moons of the planet of Hurston.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Ooh, and it's bright. It's been lighted up by a Star of Stanton quite well. But what's cool, I think, also here is that we are just able to see the true scale of a moon when zooming out. Super, that's why I just love, you know, these kind of scenes. We're flying towards a real size moon, and we're able to land anywhere on this moon. So even while this is somewhat of an MMO, I think there are like 50 or 100 players at one server at a time. You never really meet any other players except for in the big cities, and maybe for new quests and maybe new areas where you will meet other players. But for the rest, you know, if you're just going to randomly fly somewhere, I can guarantee you will not meet any player. And that's what I think done so very well, you know, that you're able to you know, be at yourself just anywhere in this world, but also that there are some players, you know, or about 50 or 100 in this world if you want to meet with other players. I think that's very, very nice about Star Citizen. So yeah, I also would like to add my concerns on top of that. I think this stuff is so cool, and all the new things we're seeing are so cool, but at this rate, this tempo, we'll never see a fully released game, you know, and that's what I always find a pity about Star Citizen discussion. There are people who either love it and find it fantastic, or there are people who call it a scam, you know. And yeah, it's never really. It was always a scam at the start. I don't think that's true, you know. I'm always a little bit in the middle with these things. I think this project is one of the most ambitious and beautiful games I've ever seen in my entire life. But I also, you know, I'm worried about releasing a finalized product. When is that going to happen? Because this game is in development for more than 10 years, right? It was 2000, almost 10 years then. 2012 or something, 2011 they did start. So 10 years fly by pretty fast, you know, and a year is nothing. It goes so fast, and I'm not going to tell guys how to create a game because it's not my expertise, but you know, I think they should start focusing on bug fixing, on finishing things, maybe implement missions on the current star system of Stanton. And I think when they done that, and maybe add one more star system, you know, and the good thing is they can like easily create planets and moons now with the procedural planet generation, and maybe start adding quests on that and start releasing it eventually. 2023, you know, I really hope we're able to see something from this game, and I really hope to see Squadron 42 as well with the skill of Star Citizen. So hopefully, because yeah, we don't really hear much of a updated release date or an aimed release year. Maybe that would give something to hold on, right? I mean, because for now it's just, yeah. It's just a shot in the dark. We have really no idea of when a release date might happen. Really no idea. But yeah, the alpha is here, and it is super nice to fly and do things, you know. And I definitely see things being added every patch, but it is still, you know, it's still alpha, very alpha. And yeah, I really hope they will release something of an aimed release year. That would be cool. So if they would say like 2023, 2024, that would be something like where the Elder Scrolls 6 will be released. So that's, yeah, it's definitely something they can mention, I think. But that's just me. Alright, let's land here at this moon of Ardeen. Cool, and let's get out of here. So this is the moon then. We randomly landed here as well. This is one of the 4 moons. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So let's exit the ship. And let's randomly fly around here. Walk around, I should say. Also here, as you can see, the soil looks super good. Also with the foliage. And yeah, I think it's very nice that you're just randomly walking here on the moon, you know. That's but yeah, it is still a moon, and there's nothing really much here than a moon landscape. There are some points of interest sometimes at a planet or moon, and I think we need to check that out. So let's see if there's somewhat of an abandoned base here, which we can visit. Oh, the temperature is pretty high here. It was over 200 degrees Celsius, which I have no idea how much it is in Fahrenheit, but sorry for my American friends. So let's try to find a point of interest. So there are some. Where are we? There's a satellite also rotating around the moon. We are currently here. Maybe we can travel to a point of interest which is nearby. To this one maybe? HDMO Dubs. It's a mining operation. It's currently not active. Mines no longer in operation may be hazardous and are strictly off limits. Sounds good to check that out. What do you guys think? I'm not sure if they're guarded by... oh, okay. It's pretty close, actually. There's 33 kilometers. We can travel...
75%.
okay, maybe it's a little bit too far to travel there.
Alert. Engines overheating.
Okay, let's get out of the atmosphere first then, of this moon. Since it is a moon, it has a pretty thin atmosphere if you compare it with the planets, you know. Well, look at that. That is the planet of Hurston, I think, over there. That's nice that we're able to see it all the way from here. Okay, let's see if we're able to fast travel. No, we're not still able. Too close. Okay. Well, in that case, let's find another point of interest here. If we can. Oh, maybe we can. Yeah, we're far away from now to... far away enough.
Quantum drive activated.
I hope. I hope this is going to end well, by the way.
Quantum drive deactivated.
So,
Alert. Engines overheating.
okay, I'm pushing the engines too hard. So here it is. I have to be careful a little bit with speeds. I see something there, definitely, which has a launch pad, so that should be something habitable, or at least created by man. Let's see. Let me disable my timer, else it will start screaming in my head. So since we're reaching the 40-minute mark, I hope you guys don't experience any stuttering. It can happen sometimes at this... let's slow down, else we'll start crashing. Okay. So there are these mines here. So I'm wondering if this is like the underground stuff. Yeah, I guess it is, right? Oh, stop. Maybe we can check that out. Ooh, there was a crash with the wing. Not good. That's some damage, but
Landing complete.
okay, let's get power off.
Core system deactivated.
Let's see if we can get into those mines. That would be the first time for me. Finding any cave entrance. Okay, so temperature is definitely rising. Okay, yeah. Cool, so we can get underground then. Look at this. This is like I said before, one of the underground systems. And I have no idea how deep this goes, but probably pretty deep. And in real life, if you were unable to get back here again, you were pretty screwed, but I think we can, yeah. So, oh, let's be careful. Well, if you break a leg here, you're in a world of hurt. Wow, how deep does it go? I know you can activate a flashlight. Not sure which hotkey that is, but... wow, that's for me definitely a first thing, being in space. Sorry, being in a cave. Okay, so this was already the end then. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going back to my ship. I'm going to fly safely towards a R&R again to rest and relax. It's also nice if you get lost here, by the way, then you're really in a world of hurt, since you don't have unlimited oxygen like you would have on Earth. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Hope you liked this small revisit again at Star Citizen, and I am already stuck here. So let's see if we're able to find a way back. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you at one of my next videos. So take care, see ya, bye bye.